Hello, my beautiful loves. Today I'm going to be sharing about the courage to live your ultimate life because it does require so much courage and it can absolutely be so scary, but it is one of the greatest gifts you can ever give yourself is to choose to live your ultimate life. So first I want to talk about what even is living your ultimate life. And if you're tuning in live, you can ask questions as I'm talking. If you're catching the replay, ask questions in the comment section. So first I want to ask you, are you living your ultimate life right now? And living your ultimate life means that you love your life in every single way. That if you had a blank canvas, that you would absolutely create any life you desire. You live in your dream home. You have the most incredible relationships. You are doing the work that you love. It's like the work that you would do for free, but you actually get paid for it. It is doing what you want in every moment, and that it's safe and that you feel alive and happy and it energizes you. So, and this is a big part of living your ultimate life. It's even that it's ongoing. So when you think of something new, you're like, yes, and that, and that, and that too. And this requires a lot of courage, and it requires a really strong will and belief and trust and faith and surrender. And I'm going to talk about this today in this video. And even the fact of, originally this live was scheduled for 10 a.m. And then I was in bed and all of a sudden the ocean was calling to me. And I was like, no, actually I need to go in the ocean first. So in living my ultimate life, I also needed to postpone this by 2 hours so that I could have time in the ocean and be on the beach. And that's a big part of living my ultimate life. And a big part of living my ultimate life is coming on here for this live today. I've been hearing it in my ear to come on and talk about this, that it is a scary process. And there is a lot of doubt and fear that comes up, because what happens is when you're living your ultimate life, usually it's not the life that you were born into. And it's usually not the life, hi Tian, and it's usually not the life that you imagined you would live when you're living your ultimate life. And the truth is, when you live your ultimate life, it can change from one decade to the next. What was my ultimate life in my 20s was party girl in New York City. Dancing on tables, being in med school, being in college. This was my 20s, right? Traveling the world. And then that shifted, right? When I got into the next decade. And then it was move into my dream Malibu beach homes and really ground and grow my business. It was different and it changes. So you have to have courage to say that not anymore, because in my teens, what I thought was my ultimate life was being with my boyfriend at the time that I was with for 8 years. And I thought we were going to get married and living in suburbia and going to dinners and Broadway shows and traveling to beach destinations for our holidays, which I still love doing that. But that's what I loved the most then. And then I changed, right? So then that relationship was no longer serving because I wanted to go travel the world as my ultimate life. So that's why it takes courage, because you have to decide to change things up when you want to live your ultimate life. It's not that life stays the same all the time. Living your ultimate life requires you to go into the unknown. Literally, there will be moments that you feel I feel like I'm about to jump off of a cliff, because you don't know what's going to happen on the other side. And guess what? That's so beautiful, because that means you're open to infinite possibilities, that what you desire can happen or better can happen. So what I find in living your ultimate life is your desires need to be stronger than your doubts. So I'm going to say that again. Your desires need to be stronger than your doubts. Your willpower needs to be stronger than the influence of other people. So if other people are like, you can't do that, how are you going to do that? That's crazy. No way. You need to do this first or that first. So you need to believe in yourself beyond anyone else when you want to live your ultimate life. And it's so important to have I like to call them cheerleaders. Cheerleaders, aka coaches, because when you have coaches that believe in your ultimate dreams, because that's the job of a coach, if you know that or not, is the coach's job is to help you live your ultimate life, help you live the life of your dreams, be your voice, your sounding board when you might be doubting yourself. Because, hi Yesham, because the only thing that's standing in the way of your ultimate life is you. We create the obstacles in our minds. We might think like, oh, I don't know how that's going to happen. How could I possibly create my own business? I have no idea how to do that. How could I possibly move into my dream home? I have no idea how that's going to happen. Guess what? The how is not your responsibility. That's the responsibility of the universe. Your job is to show up every day, feeling your best, taking inspired action in the moment, walking one foot in front of the other, in front of the other. So there are so many times that I have gotten onto client calls, like onto sessions with my clients, and they are giving me all these excuses of why something can happen. Money, which you can just make more money, right? That's never an excuse not to do something. Or someone at work, like it's someone else that's stopping the thing from happening. Well, the truth is when you work for yourself or you get promoted to be at a boss level, you get to call the shots. So there is always a solution to a problem or an obstacle. You have to decide that you are ready, and you have to be willing to make the changes, to act differently, to think differently, to have different belief systems. So part of the courage in living your ultimate life is having the courage to evolve, to develop, to grow, to become the best you. Last night I was at a dinner, and I like to, whenever I do a cheers or a toast, I love everyone to go around to say like what they are cheersing to. Because yes, we can cheers to the moment, but I also really love intentions. So everyone went around the table and said different things. And I said, for some reason, I don't know why it came out of my mouth, I said healthy living. And right now I'm in the middle of hosting Ultimate Nutrition, which I invite you to go inside there if you're not in there already. And while I was doing that, I didn't know why. I was really feeling like healthy living. Why? Because when we are living like a healthy life, a conscious life, we can show up for our mission that much more. And it was funny because 3 of the 4 of us at the table were not drinking alcohol. And I think that's probably why it popped into my head. And we were like the most fun, loud table ever. And like our friend who was drinking, he was like, this is like the most fun sober table there ever was. We're having more fun than the tables that are drinking, you know? And so this idea for me, like healthy living. And one of the other women who I had just met because she was friends with my old neighbor, she was like, reaching our highest potential. And I was like, yes. And he's like, I never heard you say that. And it's this idea that like when we're around people that are living their ultimate life and committed to personal development, it actually like rubs off on ourselves, right? And so I love sharing this because everyone can live their ultimate life. Everyone can do whatever it is they desire to do. It's not only for the special people. Like for me, I left a very secure space as a Western medical doctor to go on a path to follow my highest excitement. I didn't know it was going to lead down here. I had an idea. I was like, I know I want to help people in a bigger way. I want to be like Oprah. I want to be like affecting change in the lives of millions. I want to do it more holistically, more with full wellness, mind, body, spirit. I knew these things, but the coaching world was like infancy. This was like 2012. Infant, right? So my yoga training was like kind of my first step of like me feeling safe not to go back to the old medical fields, like, you know, to my past of being in the hospital. because I was like, okay, well, I can see clients through yoga, right? So that was my start in the direction of living my ultimate life. At the time, I like loved yoga. It was like living my ultimate life was doing yoga every single day. So having the courage to follow what your highest excitement is, even if it's like way off path from what you're doing, it takes courage, especially because people are going to be like, what are you doing? Especially because you don't know the future. So I didn't know the future. I didn't know that I would be like a coach making 6 figures a month. I had no idea. Like I knew that I would definitely make more than being a doctor, but no one else knew that. But it wasn't about the money. It was about what was I passionate about? And it wasn't authentic for me to write prescriptions. Like that is not my reality. My reality is like vitamin C, like the ocean. It's like vitamin D from the sun. It's like eating healthy foods. It's feeling really good. It's meditating. It's like working on a mindset. So I wanted to share it with the world and help others in the way that I was helping myself. And Western medicine was not that. So you know how much courage it takes when you have years, undergrad, med school, like all of this time investment and money investment. Like I still have my student loans. It's not like, so I could have said, oh no, I can't live my ultimate life because I have to pay my loans. And what am I going to do for money? Like I could have said that. That would have been me putting up obstacles, but I didn't. I was like, no matter what, I will be courageous and I will follow the path of my heart. And that's the path that leads you into ultimate living, is following the path of your heart. When it comes to love, when it comes to your purpose, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, family, being expressive in the world, it takes courage. And at first, people may not agree with you, but when you're actually living your ultimate life, like you are magnetic and contagious, and people are like, oh my God, what do you have? I want that too. So people will come around. Like no one else has anything to do with you living your ultimate life. It's all about you. It's like, what do you desire? And I ask you that. So what do you need? Let's say, what is it that you need to live your ultimate life? You need clarity about what you want to create, and then the decision to make it so. And then with that is the courage to let things go that are not in alignment, the courage to step off the cliff when you're like, I don't know what's next, and go in that direction and rely on trust and faith and belief and surrender. Because when you trust that everything is working out for your greatest becoming, like that is high, that trumps everything. And you may be thinking like, but how can you just trust? That's the thing about ultimate living. It's actually magical living. It goes completely against what everyone in the world pretty much thinks. It requires you to rely on you trusting in your willpower beyond everything else. Jen writes, 100% our hearts are the direct portal and compass to and from the source. Exactly. And another way to say that too is our desires. Your desires are the truth of your heart. So when your desires are strong, they are that magnet that's like pulling everything in. So it does require your courage. And the heart is like the organ of courage. So it's perfect what's being said here, because this is our courage center, is our hearts. Like, can you open your heart to love anyway? That takes courage. It's easier to be comfortable and to close and to stay in what's known. It's so much easier. Do I recommend it? No. Is there going to be challenge? Yes. Are you going to feel like sometimes you have failed? Yes. Are people going to doubt you and tell you like you are ridiculous and crazy? Yes. But is it worth it? Yes. Definitely. Absolutely. Like, I am someone who has lived my ultimate life in every single phase of my life. Like I told you, when I wanted to travel the world, I did it. When I wanted to move into my Malibu beach house, I did it. When I wanted to go and try out moving to Hawaii, I did it. When I wanted to move back to Malibu, I did it in an even better, bigger house. When I wanted to expand my business into 6-figure months, I did it. Like whatever I desire, it happens. Because I trust and I have courage beyond courage. Like, I don't care what anyone or anything says. I know I'm doing it, period. End of story. And this is like that kind of conviction is part of the courage, because you don't know what's going to happen. But you don't know what's going to happen no matter what. You don't know what's going to even happen if you stay comfortable in the known. You don't even know. So why not take the risk? Of course, take the risk. So my invitation today in coming online is really to like give you a little pep talk. Like, come on. Like, what is it going to take for you to live your ultimate life? The time is now. What are you waiting for? Like, you're not getting any younger, right? Like, time is happening. It's going to happen anyway. Time is going to pass no matter what. So may as well use it to live your ultimate life. So what I have found to be things that help is re-educating yourself, learning to do things differently, seeing the world from a different perspective. Because however you're seeing the world now, if you're not living your ultimate life, is clearly standing in the way of you living your ultimate life. So changing your belief systems. What do you do for your self-care? What are you doing to make yourself feel really good? What are your belief systems? What do you believe about money? What do you believe about love? What do you believe about business? What do you believe about what it is that you want, like for your ultimate life? It's not, like I said, it's not for the privileged people. It's for everyone. I don't come from privilege. So it's so important, especially like when you, like as a self-made woman, it's like so powerful to hear from people like me, because I'm just like you. I am just like you. I am not any different. Like, I'm just a regular person who had the courage to live her ultimate life and now has the courage to get in front of people and talk about it, to talk about the challenges, to talk about the fear. Fear is inevitable. Like, it's just part of this dualistic reality. But the more we anchor in love, in the desires, in creating the evidence that shows us, yes, we can live our ultimate life, then we become more and more invincible, because we're creating the evidence that is possible. And yes, even in moments where I've done something before, I have still been like, oh my God, but is it going to happen? Of course it happens. I'm human. And that's why I love working with coaches and healers and teachers, because they help remind us, like, that's just like a false boat. Because, right, fears are false evidence appearing real. FEAR. False evidence appearing real. So if you're thinking like in doubt, like, oh my God, I don't know how would I do this. I don't know how I can expand my business. I don't know. But then when you work with a coach or someone who is like on your team, that their job is to help you get around the doubts and the fears, it makes it so much easier. So even just tuning in today and getting this little transmission, I can guarantee you will be supportive for you. Because the people who come into my world, literally, like, their lives like blow up in the best way. Like, everything of all the goodness gets attracted, and it's like, I'm so proud of people. Even just from reading posts, watching the lives, and then in my programs, even more, right? And there's courses, there's group coaching, there's one-to-one coaching, and literally the results that are seen are like incredible, mind-blowing. I'm like, how did that happen? And every time it happens, I'm blown away. But it happens, and it's like foolproof. At this point, like, the results just happen, and that is the evidence. And so with that, I come on and I'm even more confident, because I can tell you 20 different stories of people who seemed against the odds, and guess what? They stepped up and they chose to live their ultimate life, and it's so beautiful to witness that. And I just want you to know that it can happen for you too. It's not for the special people, it's for everyone. It does require your courage, though. It requires your decision to say yes. So the first step is just your decision. Like, am I ready to live my ultimate life? Do I want to live my ultimate life? If the answer is yes, great. If you feel safe wherever you are in the comfort, and you're just like, you know what, like, I don't want to do that. That's not for me. That's okay. Not everyone is like ultimate achiever, ultimate want to be like, have like the best of everything. Not everyone needs to do that. Some people just like having a simple life, and that's okay. But even in the simplicity of your life, is it what you want it to be? And the reason why I say this is because if you have desire that you're not living, it's like you're living a subpar life. Like your soul came here to have an experience. And if you're depriving yourself of anything your soul wants to experience, this is not the point of life. The point is for you to experience it. So in life, it's better to experience and to learn and to maybe fail or have a challenge than it is to play it safe. Because what kind of life is that? You're going to look back in your old years. Are you going to be like, that was awesome? Or are you going to be like, I wish I would have did that thing, right? So what's left on your bucket list? That's a really good place to start. Or write a bucket list. Do you have one? Like, what are all the things you love to do before it's time to go, before it's time for you to leave this earth plane in this life? So if this felt like really good for you today, good. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I can just come on and share my heart, and like while I'm living my ultimate life, come on here and inspire you too. Because as each one of us evolves and grows and expands to live our ultimate life, we get to inspire others if we choose. And I like to call this the muse archetype. This is what I call her in my Ultimate Woman program. So as the muse, it's like, I'm here, like living my life, sharing it with you, like went and swam on my private beach today, came back, felt super inspired to share this live with you guys. If you're someone who, and that might be it for you today, and if that is, goodbye. But now I want to talk to you about what's going on in my world, in how I'm helping, and I feel it's my responsibility to support people in living their ultimate life. So the two main ways that I feel you can do that is, well, there's three. The first one is the first one, I'll just say it first and quick, is my one-to-one programs. It's my more premium way to work with me. If you feel called to work with me one-to-one, connect with me. I have about 3 spots before I go to waitlist. So let me know, DM me. The second way is my Ultimate Woman program. And that is a women's program, only men. Sorry, but I do have another option for you. There is live coaching as well as a whole program you go through. And this I highly recommend for the ladies if this is calling to you to live your ultimate life and you're ready to do personal development work. And it covers every single area of life. So any ladies on here that are ready, that are kind of even like shopping around and looking for a way to be guided in living your ultimate life, like the results are incredible. You can even see video testimonials of women who went through it in my IGTV. So definitely look at that. And the information to book a consult is in those and on those video testimonials. The third way, which is the way that's more accessible to everyone, is the Ultimate Year Experience, which is a year long of programs that I am creating live, real time right now for the next year. And every single month is a different course on a different topic. But all the topics are important. So if you feel like, okay, I want to learn more about money, right? There's going to be a money course. And if you're like, oh, I really need to be eating better. I feel like such crap, or my body is not in shape, or whatever. Like, if you just know you need to eat better, that is so foundational to living your ultimate life. Some people don't make the connection. I eat so clean. I eat a very particular way. When I work with clients in one-to-one or even in the women's program, so many people have goals for better embodiment, whether to look better, feel better. So nutrition is foundational. So that was the first course that I'm teaching, and it's happening right now. So you can still get in now. And the Ultimate Year is like everything. You get everything, and you get everything at a bundled rate. So it's like every single month you're getting a new program, you're getting a new energy activation, because there's also something called ascension codes where I channel light language and energy healing. So I really invite you inside the ultimate year. It's for men, it's for women, and I call it the ultimate year because think of this as like your year of transformation in mind, body, spirit to live your ultimate life. It is everything that I do and believe is necessary to live an ultimate life. Next month, the courses are on manifestation. Then we get into meditation. Meditation I do every single day. It is so foundational for like how you be in the world and how magnetic you are. So it is like literally all the things and going into such detail. And I feel like this is the year that it's filmed live, and in the future it will be available, but it won't be live. It will be recorded. So of course, if you like the live vibes, get in now because this is the time to be there with me now. And so for the ultimate year, you can go to the link in my bio, or it'll be in the description of this video once it's posted. And it's on my website, drnikkistarr.com, and you click on work with me and you can see it all there. And you can also choose to do like just one course on its own, but I recommend you do it all. Your greatest investment is yourself, your continued education. This is how you grow. This is your personal development. This is how you continue to up-level and enhance your life. I practice what I preach. I am constantly evolving, constantly learning, constantly working with healers, coaches, mentors, and I just pass it on. It's like, as I reach new levels, I feel it is my responsibility to support others in their ascension, rising. This is how we create the new earth, one person at a time. And my overarching mission on the planet is to help with the healing and the awakening of humankind. And I'm so passionate about it. I'm so grateful to be doing this work because I know that I'm creating a new paradigm in my world and the people who come into my world. And we are absolutely living our ultimate lives. And I wish this for you too. So I thank you so much for being here today. Absolutely, if you have any questions about anything, just reach out, direct message me. I am glad to answer any of your questions. I am here for you. I send you so much love. I wish you a beautiful day. Sending love from Malibu on the beach. And with that, I'm saying bye for now. This is Dr. Nikki Starr, and may you live your ultimate life.